At the Family Freedom Project, we continue to defend families and parents and children across the state of Texas, and that is happening at many different levels. Obviously, as I've mentioned before, the Texas legislature is in session. We are approaching the halfway mark in the Texas legislature being in session. So many bills are being filed. Some of those are great bills that would protect children in public schools and empower parents. We're working hard to give parents more choices. We're also very, very cognizant of the efforts to undermine the right of parents. And one of those areas is CPS, Child Protective Services. So we are promoting and working for legislation to continue to refine CPS and hold them accountable to protect innocent families. And in fact, one of the other ways that we protect families is providing legal support for families that are members of the Texas Homeschool Coalition that are undergoing investigations or other contacts by CPS. Normally, we have 1 or 2 of those cases per month. In the last 2 months of 2022, we had 17 cases of families that we were representing as a result of those investigations. So that is another area. But we're also defending families in the courts. And I may have mentioned to you before, we've been working in just a couple of years ago in the CJC case. We had a terrific landmark case that clarified to every judge in Texas that when a parent is in court against a non-parent, the court must presume that the parent is fit and that the decisions they make are in the best interests of the child. Now, the reason that was so important is for many years we've had cases where CPS or some other non-parent had a family in court and that they were being challenged on homeschooling, and the judge thought it was his decision on what was in the best interest of that child. And so this court, the CJC case decision a couple of years ago, clarified that the parent gets to make that decision, not the judge. And now we have what was not covered in that case was how you overcome the presumption that a parent is fit. And we had a case that we were representing a dad whose former in-laws were now suing for custody of his children, arguing that because he was investigated at one point by CPS, that he should not be considered to be a fit parent. And the court rendered a decision in that case recently rejecting the argument of the former in-laws, arguing that the grandparent made this argument late in the process. So that was a great win for the father, but it was unfortunately not the landmark case that we hoped and would be setting a precedent. But there's another case right now before the Texas Supreme Court, that may represent an opportunity for us to get that sort of ruling. So we'll be working on that as well. So the opportunities to represent parents in these kinds of cases are manifold. So our team in Austin is working right now 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, to work for good legislation to amend or kill bad legislation for parents. I had a meeting last week with the new commissioner of DFPS, introduced myself, and we were working with the agency on these issues. We continue to represent families who are being investigated by CPS, and we're also working in the courts to defend the fundamental God-given right of parents to raise their kids as they see fit. So I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. I hope you'll share this video with others, and I want to thank you for helping us keep Texas families free.